afford to have a slow start on the CT side of Nuke, especially not one series down. That's where faith does start to slip away. We're coming on into the pistol round now as we see Lucid Dream take out a kit, 2 flashes on PTC, and everyone else has got the armor. Fox is the player to watch over on that side. He has been insane on map number 1. If you're not familiar with these teams, we'll keep you in the loop as to who to keep an eye on. And over on Beyond, Mayrolls and QQ were fragging like beasts, but Nuke is a different beast to master. And you see them go out for outside control dry. No smokes, just straight crossing. Didn't work for the first kill, and it's not going to work for the second either. Beyond falling behind in the pistol as they go to just rush out on A then. Last ditch resort.
And it's actually worked for at least the bomb plant, because the bomb site itself was given up. Seven was still around heaven, so he's able to peek in, and when that does spot Mayrolls in towards main and ensure that it is a 5-on-2 at least now as they move forward, or at least as one player moved forward. Leaf as well trying to come out of the hood is going to be taking down KNT, doing what he can, but eventually falling, leaving it all on STK. He had already spotted that flank coming in through the door, but he wasn't able to get the door behind them closed, unfortunately, so ended up just being pinched in around that area. 1-0, Lucid Dream indeed are able to kick things off by having a successful retake. Good work, of course, getting that very quick advantage, as you said, just forcing Beyond pretty much to make a quick decision, and it was to bring it over towards that A bomb site where they just kind of kept getting picked off one by one while they were trying to get that bomb planted then in the end. So
one of the issues I'd highlight there, why the bomb plant ended up coming down, is when you saw the kill come in towards main, the player went out, found the frag, and then decided to go on a long flank all the way around through T-spawn. Would much rather that player, knowing that you got outside locked down, stay in the position where John Olsen is now, and just hold for that side of the site, because otherwise your Heaven players are not going to swing all the way out and allow those Glocks to challenge them from below. A little bit of a mistake, and it gives Beyond that jump forward in this round to actually have some weapons that they already find the opening with. But luckily the trade back is there for Fox.
Yeah, Stage, you know how much that bomb plant can give you in this second round in terms of the force buy, and they're showing us the SMGs right now finding some success. The AK is well available for KNT, able to pin one player back in towards Hell, send Fox back up towards the upper bomb site, while unfortunately for him the bomb of course being planted down on B. And as Lucid Dream move forward, it's one by one, unfortunately. TTC moving alone towards the double doors, goes down 7, although he will find one coming in from Decon. STK was ready to peek back in on the Mac 10, and he ensures again that they do at least find the successful trade. Fox is left to save at this point. He doesn't want to go for this anymore, understandably. Being tagged up earlier on, having that M4, which would give them a weapon in this next round that otherwise they aren't going to have to work with. As Lucid Dream, that is worst case scenario, to pick up the pistol here on the CT side and then drop it afterwards, because even if they do want to force up now, obviously only getting 1400 it's really not going to give them too much to work with, and they likely will buy because of that, because they wouldn't be able to buy up in the following round anyways. Fortunately surviving.
Yeah, but Fox isn't going to have anything to back him up, unfortunately. Just a couple of pistols, the force buy quite likely, considering the fact that everyone's double eco, with the exception of Fox. But for Beyond, you see the benefit there of the play that happened earlier on. The player on the pistol round pushing all the way around, rather than just holding position where they were. Getting a little bit greedy for the flank. And with that, Beyond take it 1-1. They face off against this buy, which is a Mag 7 in play. For 7. No armor on that. You don't see a glass cannon Mag 7 every single day. He's playing up nice and close though. Bit of the opportunity if he does get challenged.
I think it was the night before last, myself and Darth Mike were doing NA ESEA, and it was here on Nuke, and there was like loads of money on the CT side. It was like around 29, it was like 13-14 or something, or 15-13, sorry, and for some reason one of the players just decided to go only for a CZ and keep 7,000 in the bank, despite the fact that they were fighting for overtime. Just thought I'd bring that up to you because me and Mike were really confused for about an hour.
Yeah, you've confused me as well. Why the hell did you do that?
Oh, it was an interesting one. It was NACS, man.
Maybe the 0 was in his blind spot, so he just was like, oh, 700, okay. By a CZ.
It also worked for him though, so.
Of course. NACS.
Yeah. Creeping towards outside though. This was a much slower round, so I figured I could hit you with that little interesting thing from one of the previous casts I've done over the last couple nights, which have sent me crazy. But yeah, the time is becoming a bit of an issue. They need to move really quickly towards these bomb sites. It's going to be brought down towards B. There is one player in the vent who shouldn't really be able to cause too much trouble for them. There's one from PTC, but as I said, the bomb's still going forward onto the site itself. Mayrolls is going to fall though in towards the door. So a man advantage actually being found here for Lucid Dream. That really isn't bad. John Olsen going forward, not going to be able to stop the bomb plant, but it doesn't matter. He follows up with a kill afterwards. It's all on KNT. It is John Olsen to clean up all three of those players down towards B with the AK. And Lucid Dream fight right back in. Maybe too safe from beyond. In terms of the initial round play, unfortunately, they didn't have a lot of info about what was going on. So sure, they got down secret, but even then, the lurker in towards door didn't really know what was going on around A or ramp or anything. So he ends up just being caught as he tries to move out and actually move down through the vents. I think really the goal there should have been for the player in towards the door to just wait for them to start rotating down the vents and try and catch them at that point rather than peeking out a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think it was played very much as a bait there by Lucid as well, just having the two players ready to double peek into the door. And like you're saying, the fact that they were conscious of a flanker ruins his strategy. You know, he's completely removed from the round immediately. Whereas if he does wait a little bit longer, sure, he'll be slower on the flank, but at least they'll start to think, okay, there's no one there. And actually allow him to successfully flank. A little bit more delayed. But opening duels by Lucid. Fox is caught on the bottom of the ladder, almost manages to follow through though, jumping off. Still, the kills go to Beyond. They look in towards the A site where they're looking to push into and hold it. Flash around the corner, pushing the player into the left. Hooking away, Seven has managed to take another fight. Follows up on Mayrolls, knows Olivia's low and towards Heaven. As he drops down, the steps are heard. Seven knows he's there, right? It looked like for a second he was confused.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't sure if perhaps he could have just like dropped the bomb down or something if he had it. I don't know if they knew where the bomb was or anything, or if it was on that player's back. Maybe just being 100% sure, but it worked out for him in the end. It was weird. He dropped down. It was pretty obvious. He'd even taken some damage from the fall, so I'm pretty sure he would have heard that noise as well as the damage being taken. But it doesn't cost them in the long run. A very close round, to be fair. Beyond actually had themselves a 3-on-2 there at one point, obviously, and it looked like they maybe had a chance of actually snatching it away and again bouncing back with a force buy of their own. But no, Lucid Dream, they managed to overcome it. Now they're up against just Glocks. This should be a cleaner round from them, as we very likely are looking at them being able to take the 4-1 lead here early on. So definitely a better start than what we've seen back on Mirage from them. Leaf with some pretty solid control, but an interesting position to be playing up close right there. There's no way to fall back. He had to just commit to the fight and hope that he could take out everyone if he didn't want to fall. Did they recover the AK? I don't think so. I don't think Fox was able to get it. What was happening? Because he only had an MP9. He was shooting at the ground around where the weapons were. I guess maybe couldn't find it.
Either way, the Lucid Dream, they're not going to cry over the loss of a rifle. I mean, obviously their money would like them to have it, and that's why you're not seeing Fox buy up into an M4 or anything. He's sticking down. Now, honestly, I'd give this SMG in towards probably 7, because he's playing up on top of the hook, but Fox decides to swap positions instead. Play up close. I'd just much rather Fox have a rifle, because he's been playing like an absolute beast. Door was naded open on the way through, and that smoke about to fade, so Fox comes back up the ladder. They can peek into single door and see if anyone's there, might even get a bit aggressive. They've lost PTC, so now someone needs to make a play. That's why Fox starts walking forward, makes it into team main, sees that it's clear. There's even a chance to get on a flank for QQ, who's spotted towards the ramp. That's going to be the end of QQ. Look at Fox coming up behind.
Oh. He may have just spotted him. The fact that he got a kill in towards ramp before this flank comes in either way, though, makes it quite worthwhile. I mean, they still have a man advantage even after that one coming in. Fox, though, this man was near unstoppable back on Mirage. He was definitely the kind of shining light for Lucid Dream, and once again, it has been exactly that here on Nuke. He's up at 9-2 already, unfortunately being low health now, but he's given them the 3-on-3 as that bomb goes down on towards A, so they've got themselves set up for a pretty decent retake. As the flash comes up through the vent, Seven is able to find an opening. He follows up with another on SDK, and even does damage on towards Mayrolls, getting the dink to drop it to 21, as both of these players now on a fairly equal HP. Unfortunately, no nades in play for either, so the bomb is just going to be tapped for now. Fox is trying to bait that peek in, and he is going to find it. Mayrold's being forced to go forward, unsure if the bomb was being stuck or not. Fox capitalizes on it and gets himself the triple kill. A gigantic round. 5-1. Oh, also to go back to that previous round where they weren't able to retrieve the AK, turns out Olivia threw it up on the boost up close on ramp. I was able to see that back on the stream. Okay. It was a very quick moment. So good, that was good thought, a good thought from them, just like, oh, don't let them get that. Unfortunate there. I mean, they Beyond had a pretty good setup for the after plant, even having the heaven control.
Yeah, look, for the T side of Beyond, they're getting off to a slower start. These small little mistakes, these duels that they could win, falling apart for them. It's not the end of the day. The fact that Lucid Dream are off to a good start, though, is definitely a positive we can look towards. The CT side, as we said, if they slowed down at the start, they struggled to get on the board, that could have been a death sentence. Beyond's utility usage here for outside control is fantastic. For the region especially. You know, they've got the calculated smokes going down, blocking the windows. They don't need to worry about spawn. No, they even had one for up above. That's fantastic. They're making their way all the way in. This is honestly the best outside nuke execute I've seen from Asian CS. Guaranteed. No, I don't even say that as a joke. That was really nice.
Have you seen Annie?
I've seen one with a gap in the smokes. So, you know, there wasn't a lot to live up to.
I got a few of those in NA as well. Oh, SDK. What the hell? Seven just tries to charge out. I guess having no idea there could be a second player, or just presuming that there wouldn't be. But that's strange. If they're setting up for an A split, there likely is some more players around there. So 4-on-3 now, because Fox also tries to charge down into the door. I mean, stop praising people, because they'll just fall apart. John Olsen, what the hell? Just wrecks three of them from the CT vent somehow, has PTC then fly up the vent to help him out, and ensure that that final player coming in through heaven isn't going to be an issue. They needed that heaven peak earlier. What was going on?
Dean, that's a question that you can ask every day of the week in Counter-Strike in this region. What the hell was that? I mean, like, Seven, he runs that upper. Like you alluded to, there's probably another player there. Even if there's not one up on the rafters, there's probably one outside.
Outside, probably,
like, who can shoot you. Then, so Seven, weird decision. Fox's response, they're setting up for an A split. I'm just going to rush door. They're probably not outside A.
Drop down into it as well. So if they are holding up close to the door, you are in the air and inaccurate for at least a couple seconds.
But that was wild. And then John Olsen's like, they're going to line up for me though, don't worry. Maybe that was the whole plan. Lucid Dreams were like, let's run at them. Let's get them confident. And then they'll line up and John will kill them. Good strat.
They had the perfect counter to that position as well at the CT vent by having someone up in heaven. He just peeks after everyone's dead, unfortunately. I understand, though, not wanting to die, not wanting to be the first man to peek because you want to keep that heaven control for the after plant, but unfortunately for them, John Olsen was able to step up and just go huge. All right, SDK somehow finding PTC towards outside. Not going to bother with retrieving the weapon. Instead, pushing over towards Hell, where he catches yet another player. Leaf is going to fall. It is not Autumn, but here we go. 3-on-3. This is still very winnable. The bomb is being stuck, but despite the vision not being found, Olivia obviously knows where it is. Just spamming away. That Tech 9 being so successful for Beyond right now, no matter whose hands it's in. A 2-on-2 that could still kind of go either way. Fox does have the kit. There's another one on the bomb site as well. Looking to try and just stick that bomb. The spam comes in. They don't expect a second player. And despite the damage being done with Seven getting dinked down, he just swings back around to go ahead and finish that one off. 7-1. A lot of these rounds are coming so close for Lucid Dream, so they're really not building up too much money, but they're winning them. That is the main thing. They're up 7-1 right now, so it's a pretty hefty lead to have. But Beyond still have the ability to try and bounce back by just taking even one round, and at that point limiting the economy of a few players.
I don't know how SDK made it all the way out there, though. He went up on top and jumped off on top of the roof then. Main runs across, makes it, strafe jumps around to the left, and all the time PTC didn't hear him, wasn't aware of that push being a potential on a weaker buy round. Gets shut down. Then the player on ramp, Leaf, didn't even know he could be up close. Had his knife out for a second. Absolutely wild. It's good openings by KNTZ and trading back the early damage from Lucid, but they've just lost too many players. Going down towards the B site, they will find it open, they'll find it free, but the retake from Lucid Dream with the man advantage, and the fact that the flank down towards the ramp is going to be here before they even start planting. Double doors open. They're being distracted. This is Seven's round. He should have both of these kills locked down.
Yeah, already has the first and swings out wide. Not going to be afraid, as we've seen so far from Lucid Dream. Certainly confident in taking all of these aim battles, and they are going to go their way here in a cleaner round, a bit of a cleaner one, being able to actually keep 3 alive. Obviously, though, the buy is now available for Beyond. They're going to be able to get everything into this one. The op probably not going to be available unless they want the glass cannon, which I doubt. So indeed, the rifles is what they're happy with. 8-1 though, Lucid Dream. Get one more round and you already have at least a solid enough CT side confirmed, with obviously so much room to keep on adding to it. So it really is beginning to get to a position now where for Beyond, where this map is slipping away from them, and it looks like Train could become fairly likely as the decider. So we need to see them stepping up real soon if they want to keep themselves in with a chance of taking that 2-0. Quite aggressive though from John Olsen. He's been playing well so far on the CT side, so indeed just feeling confident about this aggression. Gets flashed in to follow up, and that is fantastic. Unfortunately, doesn't expect the players to peek from outside there just as he begins to kind of, I guess, feel safe to fall back. But again, being traded.
Lucid are really showing up. And there's a certain point where I say that the T side are just getting off to a slow start. I give them a little bit of a grace period, but that's well past at this point. The odd thing about this is that Lucid looks so much better here than they did on Mirage. Now, that said, you know, Mirage, they'd only played once. NUKE, they've also played once. And I did say that this was a very good map for them in terms of the damage done to Vici, losing 16-10. And in fact, if I might expand on that a little bit more, I'm going to go and take a look at the match specifically and see where they found their rounds. If they found most of the rounds on the CT side, then I would be a little bit worried. Olivia's done well with that kill, faking it out again. They don't expect it. They're swinging through one at a time. Lucid, like fish to bait, just coming out again and again. This one's a fake. It's a fake, 7. Oh, he realizes. Thank God. The swing, though, coming through. Why would you take the fight? The time was so low, Dean. There was no need.
No, not at all. I guess realizing there was just about enough for him to close the door and get the bomb plant in, but it just wasn't needed.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Lucid Dream versus Beyond, going back live after that little bit of a tech issue got resolved. Lucid Dreams have got 8 rounds on the board on their CT side. They've been off to a flying start, but Beyond are starting to come back into it and show us what they're capable of. There's a little bit of work to do for the T side, though, to get into a spot where they can feel somewhat comfortable. They're aiming for about 5 rounds at this point. We know Lucid Dreams are going to struggle a little bit more on the T side from that game they had versus Vici. But there's only a matter of time between us and a conclusion in this half, and the question is, where will these 5 rounds that are left be allocated? Beyond moving towards a ramp split, with Leaf playing there on an SMG. It's not the strongest of holds. Great boost up and around the smoke. PTC wasn't ready for that. Couldn't get the flick and the shot out in time. And a man advantage develops now for the T side. This ramp take is going to be integral. And you can see John on the rotate down to recover the position Leaf had left. It's the M4 now holding down. Good for an opening duel. Drops the molly and just leaves.
Yeah, good control around the ramp area, but they need to move pretty quickly with this as well, only having 40 seconds, so of course they will be trying to get that quick pinch in towards John Olsen here on the ramp, and it could definitely be difficult for him to hold it down. He still manages to get 1 kill from it. Unfortunately, his teammate Leaf coming in, not going to be finding the same success as Mayrolls is going to be able to contribute. 1 kill each for these surviving Beyond players right now as they have the 3-on-2 after plant, but a couple of them being tagged up definitely makes this retake achievable. And there we go, 7 moving in. From above, rains down bullets on Olivier. KNTZ only going to be able to get 1 as well as he pops out from the door, and now it's 1-on-1. 7 taps the bomb, manages to flick over in time and finish off Mayrolls. If Mayrolls hadn't been tagged up there already, that could have been very, very dangerous indeed. Fortunately for 7, he was, as 7 now sits at 18-5. He really didn't get a chance to do much at all in the last map, but he's been fantastic here on NUKE so far. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think going into the second half, Leaf had like 4 kills, and I think Seven had 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So
was something like that.
they weren't having a fantastic time anyway. Leaf again not having the greatest of performances, but there is 3 players who really are contributing quite massively for Lucid Dream. So it's been looking much better, as you can see from the scoreline, obviously being 9-2. Beyond though, already using most of their nades in this round. They don't have much to work with other than a few flashes and 1 HE, so it is going to be them just needing to win out these aim battles, and that's a pretty solid start. Leaf in towards ramp is going to fall, and instantly the B bomb site is just going to be swarmed.
John struggling as well. Great position by KNTZ to hold for so long and even gets a double. Lucid falling apart at the seams. Not a single kill in this round. Eventually, Seven's able to step it up. The big fragger looking for 20 kills. Spots a player on the right, but cannot deal with him. 3 rounds now for Beyond. As I said, I want to see them hit 5 rounds by the end of this half. If they can manage to do that, they should be in a position to compete for that second half. Again, coming down to if they win the pistol, there is a little bit of weight on that, or at least deny Lucid from getting a bomb plant as well. But in reality, we know the T side is weak for Lucid. Matter of fact, the only round they won, Dean, when I mentioned the game versus Vici earlier, what I didn't say was the 1T round they won was round number 2, when they got a bomb plant in the first. They four spot up, caught Vici off guard with an aggressive buy, but then lost every single buy round from that point forward.
Well, that's kind of how things were going for Beyond in the beginning of this map. If you have a look at the scoreboard, of course, they were able to win that force buy after getting the bomb plant down in the pistol themselves, despite losing it. But yeah, I mean, the gun rounds initially, of course, were definitely favouring Lucid Dream, but the economy just never was built up for them. So, unfortunately, at this point now, being left in a pretty tough spot where even having taken the eco there doesn't give them quite enough to be able to get the buy out on everyone. So they might have to actually concede a 5th round, and at that point, just try and fight to get the 10-5 half for themselves. Which, as you said, would still be a pretty good result, but considering what we've seen from what we know, at least from the small sample size of their T side, you do have to be a little bit worried about that.
Definitely. This week by Beyond should hit their target. Those 5 rounds should be obtained. They've got money should they lose this round. I mean, if they walk away without a 5th, that would just be down to a huge performance by someone or a lot of people on Lucid. Made a little bit too deep. That could have done serious damage to 7. He is tagged up afterwards. Oh, he shouldn't get out of here alive. Ooh, Bunny Hop gets him away. 31 health on the board. But that is quite a lot of damage done to him early on. Just Eagles, CZ, a USP. PTC, you mentioned Dean is a sick opper when we came into this series. Obviously, he's saving up his cash for that AWP. And we saw 7, despite being 30 health, find himself a kill on the Deagle and still survives that duel.
Yeah, unfortunately his teammates are not surviving their duels. KNT just continues tapping the heads. There is a player up closer that may not be expected. It's PTC. He had a flash, so I guess the goal was to try and throw that out at some point, but being just swarmed there with the players already up close, he's not able to get any use from it. Does fall. 7 from behind had the chance to maybe snatch away 1 more kill. Unfortunately, doesn't connect the shots. And there it is, 5 for Beyond. They're coming into this final round now, trying to fight to come out with 6 at the halftime, which would be a fantastic recovery after being down, what was it, 8-1. So indeed, that would be a spot that they'd be certainly happy with. Lucid Dream, they could be okay if they were to end this on 9, but I feel like to feel happy, they really do need the 10, just because of the fact that, again, they were up 8-1. They were probably expecting at very least double digits for themselves. Double up setup on the T side, Mitch. What's up with this?
Last round, I guess. Maybe you can make it work.
Hopefully have a rifle around somewhere to trade it back.
Yeah.
You don't want that when you're pushing bomb sites.
Definitely not. But look, if you're ever going to make it work, it's right here. Making it work at 9-5. What a way to make a double op setup come through. Ain't no better setup than maybe having a spare rifle to pick up. As you can see, KNTZ's got a couple opportunities there to pick up a rifle. Olivia too, if he wants to get rid of that AVP. They don't find any early peaks, and that's good. The fact that Lucid Dream maintain their 5-man defensive hold, but they have burned up. Look at the utility, man. There's nothing. Literally nothing left for Lucid. I say literally. whilst not meaning
You
it.
lie.
But, you know, 1 smoke, 4 flashes, and a frag.
When
Not
you're
what
a
you want
teenage
with a
girl.
minute. I'm like literally seeing no utility.
They have a few flashes. They don't have anything for slowing things down apart from that single smoke for PTC, which wasn't in position to even be useful. He was down towards the B side of things, ready to smoke off Secret. So as the push comes on towards A, the fights have to be won for Lucid Dream. Only a couple of them are. So it ends up being a man advantage. Now a 2-on-1. Okay, PTC does pull one back as he comes up vent. But now at his position, no, not really having the info about where KNT is either as he moves around in through main. It is just going to be so difficult for him to do anything. He's walking out into what would have been a crossfire, but KNT didn't even let that happen. He just peeks in instead to end it. So there it is, 9-6 at the halftime.
We're like literally back in the game, Dean. Like literally going into a pistol round, and there's like literally more utility than you've ever seen. Lucid got a lot. They're coming in with lots of smokes, lots of flashes, and they're already throwing it out, going absolutely everywhere. Flashes to push Olivia off the angle. He comes back out with a vengeance, but not able to catch anything as the smoke goes down to fully block him off, and they have got full control of the A bomb site.
Ooh. Yeah, quick exchanges around lobby. That's where all the action ends up happening. A team kill even coming in. This has gotten crazy. It was actually the Glocks initially winning out the battles. And although it did begin to slip away for a moment, PTC and 7 are quickly able to stabilize the situation. And with that, leave it all onto SDK. Sure, he has the defuse kit, but he is 7 health. A single bullet to the body is enough from the Glock. And PTC, he shoots him in the face anyway, just to be sure. Doesn't want to risk him surviving at all. 10-6. Lucid Dream are actually going to be able to come into the second half and get back into their winning ways by picking up the pistol. And as you've said, with how we've seen their T side be before here on Nuke, we would say that is definitely a necessity. 7 is 22-9. It seems like there's always one player for Lucid Dream that is just miles ahead of everyone else. It was Fox, of course, in the previous one.
Well, here we go, rocking on into round number 17. Beyond looking to answer back and dominate. This force buy means that if they lose this round, Lucid go up 12-6, and from that point, even with the poor T side we've seen on display from them before, there is a decent chance that Beyond won't be able to make that comeback happen. Lucid again coming out with this same smoke execute for outside that we saw from Beyond, but without a smoke for heaven. They are going to take their time. They've got 7 in position up behind towards the CT spawn. The rest look for some ramp control as Beyond get aggressive. Fox is here. He's so damn clean with this MAC-10. Headshot after headshot. And even though the pistols start to answer up, SDK's got 10 health left.
To be fair, Fox was also low, so he couldn't afford to really stick around and challenge him towards lobby. The issue is the only healthy man for Beyond being QQ got caught as he was dropping down the vent. All right, SDK has found John Olsen. Somehow he's getting 7 as well. SDK is looking for the ace, and it is 18 health on that final player. Fox, after starting off the round so well for Lucid Dream by picking up 2 kills towards the ramp, is now left to try and clutch it out by doubling it. Has he timed out? Oh god, is he timed out?
I think he has.
I think he has.
Oh, he's back.
IP.
Getting a cup
He's
of
back,
tea.
is he? Yeah, he was just like, hang on guys, I'll give them a chance. He has no idea what's going on and obviously only has 7 seconds, so there's nothing that he can do. He must have timed out for a moment, obviously, and unfortunately that has just left him with no opportunity even to go for the attempt in the clutch. Instead of a mass to be saved over. Beyond, they steal one back. What the hell? Asian CS is so crazy. It's just so crazy.
That's just individuals step it up at the craziest of times.
But even the word timeout moments, you don't see
Yeah,
those too often.
I don't know what the hell that was.
He came back as well. Normally when you get someone who times it, they're just gone. But he came back with 10 seconds left, so it was just like a little tease. It was like, yeah, we're not going to let you do anything till it's too late. Thank you, internet service provider.
Service provider has bets on. SDK absolutely chilling, going for the swing on the back of the bomb side. He got a 4K the previous round. He's looking for a little bit more this time, but shut down eventually. It's a good push by Lucid, but all these players are low. A bomb plant would be nice, and they get one.
Yeah, PTC shouldn't have really any opportunity with 8 health in this clutch. Maybe a watch in the door. Yeah, as soon as he pops out, 1 bullet to the body, easily being connected. Able to keep the 3 rifles up at least. So overall, a pretty clean round for Beyond, especially since they had such a poor start, losing the player up on top of the hut. Not realizing, I guess, that Lucid Dream had made their way out of the hut already because he was still fully focused on the door. But obviously this round here, after the full investment in the previous, even with the bomb plant being found for Lucid Dream, they're not really able to buy too much. A few pistols, Kevlar on 1 player so far. That is on towards Leaf to back up to P250. As we should see Beyond being able to pull it back to 9 rounds. And with that, obviously only having 1 round in the difference, meaning this following gun round is going to be so important. If it goes towards Beyond, at that point, they're likely getting themselves in towards the lead on the CT side, which, as we said, would be very worrying for Lucid Dream to be facing off against, considering the T side struggles that they did have up against Vici.
Already,
Eagles
this is
yet again.
It's a bit too close already in terms of scoreline, just based on the ability. We know Beyond are good at the CT side. We know they're good in this map. But for Lucid Dream, their terrorist side has seen many struggles in the past. They're looking to move in towards the A site with the remaining players. It's unlikely they get a whole lot done, especially as they're aggressing in towards main before that flank can actually come through on outside properly. PTC eventually catches one off guard, but loses the element of surprise in the process. The damage is great for Lucid Dream at the moment. If they can find 1 more kill, that's perfect. And at that point, they'd already be in with a shot at winning the round. But even if they did nothing past that, the economy damage would be significant enough. May rolls from below, shuts down the rifle, leaving 7 by himself. He obviously didn't know QQ was down in secret. 10-9 we go. This is it, Dean. This is what we're talking about. Lucid Dream need this round. This doesn't go their way. Highly, highly likely that Beyond win this series.
Yeah, no, very, very indeed. As we said, the T side, it is a bit more of a question mark for a Lucid Dream, so they need to try and get off to a strong enough start here. Of course, going down 3 in a row there. Unfortunately, winning the pistol wasn't enough for them. They ended up losing against the force fly, but now they can manage to stabilize yet again. But this is where they, as you said, do definitely need to do so before it begins to get out of hand for them. Outside control going to be the goal, as you can see. Smokes are going down. Not just the standard cross smokes, instead a little bit more aggressive. It gives them the ability, obviously, to get up close towards main and really restrict the info of the CT side, so they just don't really know what's going on around that outside area. And with it, it does look like indeed they don't really want to move towards Secret itself, instead heading over towards Garage with a few players and perhaps setting themselves up for one of these A-Raps up through heaven. We've seen it from Beyond, of course, over on their T side quite a bit. They were definitely enjoying that play. Are they going to run boost out of Garage? They run boosted across the other side, actually, so they can double peek it, but it still doesn't work. Olivia's ready on the op. Oh, and even follows up on towards John Olsen.
Well, this is just a nasty way to lose it, man. I can't even criticize the play to try and take down that opper. But they just got absolutely destroyed. Olivia stepping it up when it's most needed.
I like the run boost, so they'd have the double peek from both sides of Garage without the left side being expected.
They handled it well, man. Like, they really did. And it's just one of those situations where you approach it the right way, you do the right things, and then he just hits these 6 shots, and that's it. The round's gone. That's very demotivating. And we talked about this as well, the fact that Lucid Dream are possibly going to be in a position where if they're losing these rounds, if they're in a slow start for the T side, the pressure will start to really mount on them. They'll realize, you know, this isn't their best side. This is where they found 1 round against Vici, where they basically, I'm sure they felt like they threw the map at that point. Like it was theirs to win and they gave it away. Molotov was pretty good, but I think they had a spare smoke for it, so they're straight down through Secret. But I do hope these players, because at this level of Counter-Strike, you never know how the team mentality is. I hope they can keep a positive mindset and keep themselves in it, because all hope is not lost. A great control towards B. They've still got a smoke left as well. That was a very deep smoke, but it actually allows them to get over that May roll, seeing them for a moment.
Yeah, at least until he pushes it close. Once he does, he has vision of everything around the bomb site. He even manages to get the bomb carrier once again as soon as it was retrieved by Fox. And although he will eventually fall, I was about to say there isn't too much to come of it. A second kill being found for John Olsen. If you had have gotten that the second frag up close there, or the third frag overall up close, maybe there could have been a chance with a retrieved weapon, but it doesn't happen. They unfortunately aren't able to get the bomb planted either, which would have been a nice little bonus to give them the extra nades onto everyone, on towards PTC, especially maybe a pistol behind the up if he had have wanted. But overall, a strong enough investment here for Lucid Dream. But as you said, Although it's not over yet for them, there is still some hope. They do, of course, need to pick up these rounds as soon as possible. You don't want to let Beyond just keep running away with this CT lead and continuing to build up their money as well. Obviously, a bit of damage done in that previous round, but they need to try and capitalize on it. Good nade damage in the beginning here as well. Actually, John Olsen getting tagged down, I believe, up on top of Silo as a nade came over. And a much slower approach rather than what we've seen in the previous, where of course they wanted that quick outside control. Maybe expecting the aggression to come in, understandably, but for the moment it's not happening. Instead, a much slower round coming in from the CT side as well.
I think this is probably the right approach from Lucid to get their bearings. You slow down the round, you see if your opponents make a mistake, because it's much easier to punish your opponents for mistakes than to stop yourself from making any. QQ this time placing the Molotov inner, and the logic there is that Olivia's watching red with the AWP, so they have no need to commit any utility towards stopping that push from coming through, at least not for now. As eventually another molly goes down, that's going to slow the T push. The peak again! How many times is STK challenged from up on top? And they still seem, well, they either seem like they're not ready for it, or they're facing it, which I think is even worse.
I don't know. Honestly, just a wipe of a round. Absolutely nothing from Lucid Dream being found. It seems like that map 3 that we were saying was looking quite possible during that first half. Unfortunately, is beginning to slip away. I don't think Train is too likely anymore. It's going to have to be Lucid Dream from this next gun round onwards, just being near flawless, really taking a step up in performance, which we haven't seen from them now in quite a while. Because obviously towards the end of that previous half as well, it was Beyond who had really taken over control of things. They had taken 5 of the last 6 rounds and have now taken 6 of the last 7 rounds in this half as well, so it's been going fantastic for them. There's one trade at least being found from PTC towards outside, a bit of revenge for what we've seen in the previous half where he was taken down in a similar position by a Tech9, as Leaf even actually manages to drop Mayrolls. This is getting a bit too dangerous for my liking, and I'm sure for Beyond's liking as well, but it seems like they should be able to manage it in the end.
Let's scramble down towards B from outside. It's a fairly safe rotation. Lucid have got their plans at least. The positives are there, but you really got to go looking for them. Beyond take this nice and slow. They should be able to clean it up with Leaf on the site being so low. 7 is the main hope for the round. And a very... Oh, hey, Olivia? Good late flank coming down from STK. At this point, KNTZ needs to make some noise, and he does that perfectly by taking down Leaf, forcing 7 to look towards the single door. And just at that moment, STK came behind. Well timed. The only questionable play was Olivia. I don't really know what that was, standing in the open with a nade. No one covering, but... They don't lose the round because of it, but they do lose an extra player, forcing reinvestment that the CT side can make pretty easily at this point. You can see even after buying all 4 weapons back, they've got a lot of money. The same cannot be said for Lucid Dream, who come into this 13-10, still to get a terrorist side round on the board after only winning the pistol. Now, Beyond did come into it in the late half, but Lucid are not known for being good on this map. On the attacking side is the issue.
Yeah, we're not expecting the same level of recovery to be found, although as we say that, Olivia is going to be taken down. He actually got wallbanked there, I think, at first, and then the follow-up shot came in from PTC, and he is just going to capitalize immediately on the fact that they got that frag. He charges down Secret, has gotten them now quite a bit of control around that area. A little bit dangerous, considering he is on his own with the op. But there's no one up close for now, so as long as he doesn't go too far forward. What the hell happened with that molly? Bounce back off the edge. A little bit unfortunate. As he's just making so much noise around that lower part of the map right now. He does have 1 player brought down, I believe. But that is it. It's only QQ, so they haven't managed to pull too many players with it. But they are still managing to find openings around the A bomb site. STK doing what he can. Again, a man who's been putting up some great defenses for the Beyond side. But even in this situation, it unfortunately isn't enough. They're still left with a man disadvantage, at least for a moment, until QQ decides he wants to fly up through the vent. The molly over on the bomb site. They know now, I believe, that there is one around the opposite end of it. Indeed, Mayrold's going to be able to spot the back completely exposed, and it's all on PTC. Tries to charge through the smoke just as the flash pops. I'm not sure if PTC himself was blind, but QQ was and still managed to find the kill. 14-10.
Yeah, it is looking like the narrative we built is holding up pretty steadfast. Lucid, not the best T-side team on Nuke, but again, it is odd in a way. Just looking at this, if you take a look at what's on our screens, the score line, this is identical essentially. The very first like 10 rounds we've essentially seen play out for both teams. The difference is we thought Beyond would have the ability to come back in late buy rounds. We have no reason to think that Lucid will be able to. So they've got a lot to prove. Why Beyond looked like they're heavily favored to take this. PTC with a great bit of movement, getting right on into main before they thought that was possible. 7 follows up with another, and all of a sudden, it's a one-man advantage as 7 decides he wants to run towards the CT spawn. That was a very weird decision.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those, for sure. Few weird decisions. Oh, bit of molly damage being taken there, unfortunately. Smoke will go down, so they're able to go forward now. The molly, I believe, was just about to fade away, but they didn't want to waste any more time. They want to move real quick with this retake, and it's actually working out. Olivia and Merolds burning and combining the AK sprays. Suddenly, it is all on Fox, and what was a 5-on-3 comes into a 1-on-3 from the try and recover, and he's just not able to. The bomb was stuck and defused. He was only able to get a single kill. He just couldn't get close enough to even have an attempt at stopping it. 15-10, and that looked like it was pretty much a confirmed round for Lucid Dream. That crazy push towards outside for 7 just wasn't needed. They need to be ensuring that they keep their numbers advantage in towards these after plans.
Well, Beyond looked like the favorites to take this series. They definitely look like the favorite to take this map. I said I wanted to see them with 5 rounds by the end of the first half. They did one better and got 6. And now they get the reward. Absolutely annihilating Lucid Dream. And that last round was so odd. Again, a situation from Lucid Dream. We saw it on the CT side. Remember the pistol round, the push all the way through outside. We saw it then from 7 right here. The position where he's just... I've no idea. They get into the site. They've got access. They're pushing it. All they need to worry about is Heaven. And he goes, I'm going to run all the way outside. I'm going to go to the CD spawn. There's probably no one there. Runs into 2 players. Really weird situation. I cannot wrap my head around what was going on there. And then one after another, they take fights. Unable to hit shots. Unable to trade. And so we end up with 1 round to go with Beyond likely taking this series 2-0. That's very disappointing for Lucid Dream.
Again, the opening guilds are being found, though, for Lucid Dream. Olivia gets the collateral. I didn't actually catch that from my perspective, but he even follows up with another. The headshot on the PTC. To manage to flip it back into the 3-on-2. It doesn't matter how Lucid Dream kick off these rounds because they just fall apart anyways. The step being heard, but it doesn't matter. You can't react in time. The ace for Olivia. I hope you caught all those on your end because I didn't, because the auto-director was useless.
Not all 5.
But Olivia was the exact opposite of useless.
Jeez, that is just... That's ridiculous. Holy shit. What was that from Olivia? What a way to close it out as well, Dean. I mean, when you look at how that one just played...